press play and let the story begin. Welcome to Velvety Vibe. The boredom pressed down on her. She felt restless, unable to concentrate on anything. The loneliness was unbearable. Suddenly the phone rang. Shattering the silence, she picked it up. A vaguely familiar voice chuckled on the other end. Well, well, hello, bride-to-be. Hope I'm not interrupting? Yalda strained to recognize the voice, but the familiar tone took the lead and said, Don't you remember me, Yalda? It's Combies. Caught off guard, Yalda laughed nervously. Hello, Combies. How are you? Thank you, I'm fine. And you? Enjoying yourself? Yalda chuckled again. Not bad. Is Shahab home? No, he isn't. You don't know where he went? Honestly, no, he was gone when I woke up. So you've been alone all morning? Yes. Wow, I bet you're bored. Well, a little. I have some things to do, but I just don't feel like doing them. That's natural. A new house, new routines, it can all be a bit overwhelming at first. Maybe. I don't know. By the way, Yalda, are you a student? Yes. What's your major? Persian literature. Oh, wonderful. What year are you in? 3rd year. Congratulations! Then you must be a true poetry lover. He laughed. Not that much. Come on. If someone studies literature, they must be into poetry, which is actually great. How so? Because maybe you'll be able to straighten Shahab out. Yalda laughed lightly. I doubt I can do anything about him. It's too late for that. Combies burst out laughing at her remark, and Yalda joined in. She felt oddly happy talking to him. She wanted to learn more about Shahab, and she found herself genuinely liking Combies. He seemed polite, kind, and considerate. After a moment of joking, Combies continued more seriously. But honestly, Yalda, maybe this is a good chance for me to tell you, Shahab isn't as bad as he pretends to be. Yalda tried to keep her tone indifferent. Combies, maybe you don't know the whole story. In any case, Shahab being good or bad has nothing to do with me. I'm just a guest here for a while. Naturally, after this time, I'll go back to my own life. You're partly right, Combies admitted. But in my opinion, you and Shahab are the best chance either of you will ever get. I don't care about the arrangements or agreements you've been told about. What I do know is that Mr. Reza had a serious reason for this, and at the heart of it was your happiness and Shahab's. So try not to think only about obligations. I've known Shahab for years, like a brother, maybe even closer than a brother. He's a good guy. Yalda stayed silent, listening. Yet deep down she wanted to uncover the truth as soon as possible. Finally, she said, Combies, what you say may be true, but it seems you're not as close to Shahab as you think. Surprised, Combies asked, What do you mean? Well, Shahab is engaged. So how can you talk about him being such a great guy, about chances and marriage and all that? Combies answered thoughtfully. Did he tell you himself that he's engaged? Yes. What an idiot. What? Nothing. Forget it. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you about this properly another time. Since she hadn't gotten the truth she was hoping for, Yalda didn't press further. She tried to keep looking indifferent. In any case, Combies said, I really enjoyed talking with you. If you ever need anything, just call me. Write down my number, of course. Yalda jotted down his number and said goodbye. After hanging up, she couldn't explain why she suddenly felt like tidying her room, maybe even redecorating it a little to her own taste. She walked into her room, and her eyes fell on the window. A lace curtain, old, yet still almost new, hung there. It was obvious Parvane had brought it from among her own belongings. They hadn't had much time to decorate the bride's room properly. Yalda thought to herself, I need to get a heavier curtain for this window, Yalda thought. The sunlight bothers me in the mornings when I'm trying to sleep. Still, the window itself was beautiful. The light was just right, bright yet comforting. Yalda pulled the curtain aside and opened it. A rush of cool air swept in. Evening had already settled in, and the air was colder than before. She took a deep breath and said out loud, "Oxygen." Then she breathed in again, deeply, and brought a cloth to polish the glass. As she was wiping, the window across from hers opened. It was directly opposite Yalda's room, and a young man appeared, dressed inappropriately. Yalda pretended not to notice, though instinctively she pulled at her collar to make sure nothing was showing. She forced herself back to cleaning. But it seemed the neighbor had no intention of leaving. Irritated, she gave up, closed the window, and let the curtain fall. Damn it. It was past 9 at night, and there was still no sign of Shahab. Yalda was exhausted. She glanced at the clock. Could he really not be coming home tonight? God, how am I supposed to sleep here alone? I wish someone were with me. The harsh truth of her new life was beginning to sink in. She didn't even have a key to the house. If she stepped out, there'd be no way back in. What if Shahab doesn't come home at all? Maybe I should just go back to Mr. Reza's house. I'll tell him I don't want this. I can't. He never told me it would be this hard. Then she sighed. But no. He asked me to take my time and really think it through. God, please help me. I'm begging you. She was too anxious to even think about dinner. She hated this kind of life. She just wished Shahab would come. She turned off the light in her room and stood by the window. It was past 11 when she heard a burst of loud female laughter from upstairs. Loneliness stabbed at her. I wish I had someone too. I'm so alone. She opened the window to catch more of the laughter. Strangely, hearing others laugh made her feel lighter. If only these days would pass faster. If only autumn would hurry so I could return to the university. She missed everyone. Her friends, her professors, everyone. Even Sohail. She ached for someone to love her. Her thoughts drifted to Kambiz. Maybe I should call him. But fear and maybe a bit of shame held her back. The moments dragged on, both too fast and unbearably slow. Other than the ticking clock, the house was silent. A deep dread rooted itself in her chest. She turned on the TV just to have some noise, then went back to the window. Most of the lights in the neighborhood were out now. The laughter had faded. Past 11. Yalda couldn't bear it anymore. She picked up her phone and dialed Kambiz's number. Hello? Hello, who is this? It's me, Yalda. Kambiz, startled, answered quickly. Yalda? What's wrong? I'm so sorry to bother you at this hour, but Shahab still hasn't come home, and I don't have his number. I was wondering, if it's not too much trouble, could you try calling him? And if he doesn't plan on coming tonight, I'll ask my friends to come pick me up. I'm scared being here alone. I've never spent the night by myself before, and this place still feels strange to me. That idiot still isn't back? His phone's been off. I tried calling him myself earlier. No luck. Don't worry. I'll try again. And if he doesn't answer, I'll come pick you up and take you wherever you want to go. Thank you. Relief washed over her. She was glad she'd finally called Kambiz. Deep down, she felt a flicker of hope that maybe she wouldn't have to face this night alone. 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. It was Kambiz. Yalda, get ready and come downstairs. I think I know where he is. We'll go find him together. Actually, if you don't mind, could you just drop me off at my friend's place? You don't want to look for Shahab? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even want to come back. The hell with what he wants. What if he doesn't come back tomorrow either? What then? You can't spend every night at your friend's. Hearing how firmly Kambiz sided with her made Yalda feel unexpectedly safe. She hurried to get ready and went down to meet him. Sliding into his car, she greeted, "Hello, hello," he said warmly. "Kambiz, I don't even have a key to the house. I locked the door when I left." "You mean Shahab hasn't given you one?" "No, I didn't see him at all today." "Don't worry. If we don't find him, I'll drop you at your friend's. After checking a few places, Kambiz drove to a cafe, one of Shahab's usual spots with his classmates. Parking outside, he turned to Yalda. "Stay in the car. I'll be right back." Yalda sat, tense and uneasy, while he went in. She watched him disappear into the cafe. Moments later, he came rushing out. "Well?" she asked anxiously. "He's here. Is he coming?" "Yeah, but we're leaving first." "But I don't have the key." "I got it. He's inside with a friend who said he'll drop him off later. Don't worry. I'll wait in the car until Shahab comes home." "I'm so sorry, Kambiz, for causing you all this trouble." Kambiz smiled warmly. "Please, Yalda. Don't be so formal with me. It just makes me uncomfortable. From now on, if you ever need anything, you call me. Deal?" Yalda smiled back. "All right. And don't take Shahab's behavior to heart," Kambiz added gently. "This may not be the best time to explain, but just know, I've been his friend for years, closer than a brother. He's a good guy, really. He's just not in a great place right now. So don't be hurt if he seems cold, or even rude." Yalda's face grew serious. She looked at Kambiz for a moment before saying, "I'm not hurt by how he acts, because honestly, his behavior doesn't matter to me. I just expect him to do what Mr. Reza asked of him. I wasn't supposed to be left living alone in this house." They pulled up to Shahab's apartment. Yalda thanked Kambiz and told him to go home, but he refused to leave until she was safely inside. She left him and went up to her room, collapsing onto the bed. Her head was heavy, aching from exhaustion. Minutes passed, but sleep wouldn't come. She glanced out the window. Kambiz's car was still parked outside. She had just stretched out again when the sound of a car horn startled her. Voices drifted up. 2 men speaking. She rushed to the window. It was Shahab. Her stomach dropped. Fear tightened in her chest. The phone rang. She ran to answer it. "Yalda, still awake?" It was Kambiz. "Yes." "Shahab's back. Go to sleep now. And remember, if you need anything, I'm here. Good night. Sleep well." She hung up and hurried back to her room, locking the door. She didn't want to face him. The slam of the front door signaled Shahab's return. His footsteps stopped outside her room. Then came a hard, insistent knock. Yalda's heart raced. She tried to keep still, pretending to sleep. His commanding voice broke through the silence. "I know you're awake. Open the door." Yalda rose to her feet, scolding herself. "What are you afraid of? Who the hell is he that you let yourself feel so small? He's the one in the wrong, leaving you alone all night. He has responsibilities too. This isn't just some convenient arrangement." Shahab's voice grew sharper, more irritated. "Are you going to open this door or not?" Yalda opened it. His face was disheveled, his eyes burning with anger. Her heart pounded harder. Shahab's thick dark hair had fallen across one side of his face. For a moment, he looked down, then lifted his gaze and stared straight at her. Then he said, "Why did you call Kambiz?" Before Yalda could even open her mouth, Shahab raised his voice, louder than before. "Yeah, I know. You were scared. You've never spent a night alone. It was late. And all that nonsense." Yalda stayed silent, lowering her eyes to the floor. Shahab pressed on. "But didn't you think about this before? Am I supposed to sit at home all the time, just to watch over you? What did my friends ever do wrong to deserve that?" Yalda looked at him pleadingly. "I didn't want to bother your friend. I didn't know what else to do. Besides, I had no idea I'd be living here alone. You have responsibilities too." Shahab's tone stayed sharp. "I don't need you reminding me about my responsibilities." Anger flared in Yalda. She wasn't about to let him crush her in this argument. "Actually, I do. because you've clearly forgotten what our agreement with Mr. Reza was. Mr. Reza, I'm sick of hearing about him. I don't want to hear another word about promises or agreements. Got it? This is how things are. This is who I am. I don't want you trailing after me, checking up on me wherever I go. I told you last night. I have my own life. You should have yours too. Every word felt like a slap. Yalda could feel herself shrinking inside, crumbling bit by bit. Tears threatened to spill, but she clenched her jaw, desperate not to break down in front of him. Don't think about the humiliation, she told herself. Just answer him. Say something. But her mind was blank. Why did she always feel so clumsy, so powerless around him? Why couldn't she find the words? Shahab didn't wait and shouted even louder. Tell me. What am I supposed to do if I don't want to see you? That was the breaking point. Yalda felt the heat of fury rise to hatred in her veins. She screamed, her voice shaking but fierce. You have to, just like I have to. Damn me, damn you, damn Mr. Reza. Go wherever the hell you want. Just give me the key to this graveyard. Her legs trembled. A lump choked her throat, suffocating and painful. But she stared him down with burning eyes, her anger a gift hurled right at him. New thoughts sparked in her mind. Thoughts that felt dangerous, liberating. Her gaze hardened, sharp with threat, alive with a newfound confidence and decision. Shahab, stunned, could only stare back, caught off guard by the force of her outburst. For a moment, he seemed almost bewitched. Yalda narrowed her cat-like eyes and declared, Or no, to make it easier for both of us, we're going to Mr. Reza's right now. We'll tell him we can't do this. What business of his is it anyway? I can't go on like this. He'll just have to accept it. I'll go live my own life, and Mr. Reza can keep his money.